Okay, I think we are live. Hello, hello everyone. Hopefully I get some people here. Okay. Oh, I think I'm live. If anybody's here, let me know. I think everything is working the way that it's supposed to. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Good morning. I think everything is in. Okay. Okay, somebody's here. Hello, hello. And of course, the sunshine is coming through really hot right now when I have everything set up. Hello. Um, okay, looks like we're good. You guys, I haven't gone live for like forever. And of course, the software that I used to have a year ago, they completely redid everything. And now I have absolutely no clue where everything is. Hello. Tell me where you're writing from. Hopefully, oh, it says 20 people are watching. Okay, well, at least we have some people in here. Hello, how are you? Okay. Oop. Hmm. Okay, I'm just trying a few things, you guys, before I start showing you what I'm doing. Okay, all right. Hello, hello. Okay, good morning. Good morning, good morning. I am totally going to be messing this up. I just know it. Oh goodness. I chose this software because it was nice and easy and simple, and now they redid everything really, really hard. Hello. Hello from Nashville. I mean, I'm in Indiana, but you're in Nashville. Hello. Oh, nice. We're in central Indiana. I'm in Hamilton County area. Oh, Ohio. Very nice. Oh, okay. I see. I see your comments now. This software, you guys, please bear with me. Hello. South side of Indiana. Yes, we are. We were like close to the 60s last week. It was crazy. Um, Definitely not a good time for winter sowing here. Hello, hello. Ooh, Chicago. Okay, let's see. Good morning. Okay, it feels like I kind of have an idea where everything is. Just so you know, my computer is right here on this side. Um, so I am just trying to see how everything works with the software. I am hoping that I can do maybe once, twice a month. Maybe we can do a live, especially now that we're going to be starting a bunch of seats indoors. I think that it would be a good time for, just like catching up and showing you. And instead of having to do like 40-minute videos of updates on my seedlings, we can just come in and do a live and I can show you what I have. Okay, good, good, good. Awesome. Hello. Okay. So let me know, you guys, who is doing ginger at home? Who's growing ginger at home? Um, and are you used to growing ginger before and you have some tips for where you live? I know that this will be my third year growing ginger. I actually have it here already soaking. I'm going to do a lot. This is a lot of ginger to start. The last few years, I probably have started about half of this much. So this is a lot of ginger, especially if they all sprout. It's just going to be a lot of ginger. But the first year that I did ginger here in central Indiana, and yes, you can grow that. Um, I I had great results. I got them started early in February. I took them outside and I put them in a huge container and I had a great harvest. So last year, being my second year, I started more ginger. I did the same thing indoors, how I did the year before. However, when I took them outside, I put them in a smaller raised bed. And if you watched that video, you knew that I had really, really bad results last year with ginger. So I am going to do the same thing this year. I'm going to start my ginger the way that I started it the last couple of years. But I am going to go back to put it in a huge planter. But also, I am starting a bunch of extras because I want to get them in my raised beds. So I haven't done raised beds yet. So we'll see how my ginger does. And if you haven't grown any ginger, I am going to show you, or I have a free PDF, and it should be in the video's description now, but who knows if I did it right. So definitely will be in the video's description after I publish this live. It's a free PDF where I show you step by step how I grow my ginger. I know a lot of people have different ways to do it depending on where they live. Here in central Indiana, I only have about 6-ish good months of growing season, and ginger needs about 8 to 10 months of growing season. So I need to start them early so that they can start developing, the roots can start going. So you never know. You never know with ginger. Let me just check on the messages. I plan to grow ginger. I have a very small garden, so I plan as much as I can. I want to grow turmeric. Yes, and turmeric, Erin from the Impatient Gardener, she's doing, she did that, I think, before, and the foliage is amazing on that. Yeah, you know, it's one of those things that a lot of people think that in our cold climates we can't grow that, but I think it's really, really easy. You know, I think that I did the first year, although I haven't tried. I have tried a lot of varieties of nasturtiums, but I haven't found one yet that it will climb. But I don't know. I normally just don't grow them to be climbers anyway. Just kind of let them do their thing. In Florida, yes, I bet that it's a lot easier for you guys down there to grow ginger. Okay, awesome. So let me show you how I am going to start my ginger. So this is just store-bought ginger that I got at my local store. And it's nothing fancy, it's organic. And the things that I look for whenever I get ginger to grow indoors, let me see if I have a good example of one. Here it is. And we'll see if the camera lets me do this. The thing that I look for is for the ginger to look healthy, first of all, to feel and to look healthy, but also for the ginger to start showing some eyes. And it's probably not going to be easy to see. See all those little bumps on the ginger, like little mountains? Those are the eyes, and that's where the sprouts, that's where they're going to start appearing once we give them a little bit of warmth, we put them in soil, and we give them a little bit of moisture. So that's kind of whenever I'm looking for pieces that I know that I'm going to grow. First of all, I look for, you know, for healthy pieces, and then if I see that maybe like this one right here, if I see pieces, let me show you, like right here. I don't know if you can see that right there. You can see the eye that it's starting to form. So I know that this piece will give me some sprouts right here on the very top. Right here on the very top, you can see the eye. So that's pretty much what I do whenever I start my ginger. I go to my local store, I get nice looking, healthy, organic pieces, and I get a container. And of course, I didn't bring it in. And I get a container. This is a 10 by 10. You don't need to get something fancy. You don't need to get, if you don't have bootstrap containers, you don't need to get them to grow ginger. I have a bunch of these because I love them, but as long as you have a container that can hold soil, that it has drainage holes, then you will be good to go. These right here are 10 by 10. I could start it on a 10 by 20. If I had a deeper one, I can start them in a 10 by 20. I will just have to make sure that it has drainage hole. The last thing that I want to do is to keep these rhizomes, this ginger in wet soil all the time, because they could rot easily. So I basically come here and I put some soil in my containers. I use regular potting mix from Burpees because I like the fine texture of the potting mix. It's nice and soft. But just whatever you're using, if you want to use seed starting mix, you can do that. I stopped using seed starting mix a couple of years ago because I don't really see a huge difference, but that's just my personal choice. Okay, let's see. Everybody still here? Let me know. I think everything is going well. Audio is on, video is on. I think we're all good. Awesome. Okay, so I already have a 10 by 10 here it has the potting mix that I'm telling you about. And the reason why I use that potting mix is not because they pay me. They don't pay me. They don't sponsor anything. The only reason why I like it is because I can find it at my local Menards. Sometimes my Home Depot has it, but not every year. I don't know why. But if not, I can find it for the same price on Amazon. And I don't know if you can tell. Okay, this is not the smartest thing to do. There you go. Right there. I don't know if you can tell, but this is potting mix, you guys. This right here, oh, okay, you won't tell me. This right here is potting mix, and it's really, the consistency is really, really nice. It's not chunky, it's not full of wood or mulch or whatever. It's just nice. So I know that this is going to be fine for starting any of my seeds, or for this case, my ginger. And there we go. So I have my container with potting mix, and I have a tray where when I water, I'm going to be bottom watering. I pretty much bottom water, pretty much bottom water everything that I have grown in here. So what I'm going to do, hopefully you can see well here. Yes, thank you. Everyone hit that like button. Let me see. Have you had any problems with gnats in Burpee potting soil? So pretty much since I started growing from seed about 5 years ago, I went to my local place and I looked for seed starting mix, right? Because everybody, you start your seeds, everybody says use seed starting mix. And I found Burpees because I go to Menards a lot. My husband loves Menards, so I feel like I'm there most of the time. And I really like the consistency. And yes, I do have problems with gnats, but it's not until later in the season. Like, I don't really keep my soil, the medium that I use, I don't really keep it wet all the time. Like, I let things dry in between waterings. And I know that there are a lot of things that you can do. You can boil water and add it to your medium. Although I don't know how I feel about that, because I feel like, I don't know if it damaged the nutrients in it. This is potting mix, so it does have some fertilizer in it. Even though the seeds don't need the fertilizer to grow, to germinate, the seedlings will need that later on. So I don't know how I feel about doing that. I know that some people bake their potting mix in the oven. I don't do anything to it. I don't really have infestations. I do have problems here and there, something that I can easily fix with the sticky traps that you put here and there. And I don't have a problem of, it doesn't become a problem for me. I don't have it that bad. But also I make sure that whenever I go to the store, I'm looking at the bags and making sure that they don't smell weird. I'm making sure there are not there are things not growing in them. So I don't know if that helps. So this is potting mix. This is, let me show you the bag actually. They change their look of the bag a little bit from the past years that I have been using. But this is pretty much what I use. I think you can see it there. And it's potting mix. It's not, they also have seed starting mix, which it looks completely the same to me. If I put them side by side, I will not see a huge difference. I wouldn't be able to tell which one is which. But this is pretty much what I use. I got these guys from Menards, but about a month ago, because I needed some, I ordered them from Amazon. So I know that I have the option to get them from Amazon. So I don't use seed starting mix anymore. Okay, let's see. Yes, exactly. You're completely right. And I know that there are even some, I don't know what company it was that I saw at Menards, that it was a seed starting mix with fertilizer in it, which, I mean, whatever you find, just make sure that it's of good quality and that it's going to, help you in getting the seeds to germinate. Okay. All right, let's move on. So then what I do, I make a huge mess here. I'm gonna make sure that I have everything so you guys can see it. So I am not going to be putting like big chunks. I am not going to just put the big chunks here on top of the soil. I could, however, I see about, I don't know, I see about 4 pieces, 4 eyes that hopefully will get me some sprouts. Now, when I transplant these guys, right now I just want to get them to sprout. But when I transplant them, I will have to break this piece to get 2 or 3 pieces, depending on the amount of sprouts that I have. So from experience, knowing how big the roots are going to get here, knowing how massive they will get going, I know that it's going to be hard for me to divide them later. So right now what I'm doing is that I'm just going to break them, okay? I'm going to break this in 2. So right now I have 3 pieces, and if all of these if all of these sprout, then I will get these guys into their own container here in about a month or so. And like I said, depending who you watch, they're going to have a different way to do this. I see people who just get like their big chunks. They put them in a 1-gallon container. They have it there for the 2-3 months that they're going to be growing it inside. And then they just move it outside. Whatever it is, however it is that you do this, just find your way. This piece is definitely huge. There we go. And definitely all of this ginger is way too much for just one of these trays. It's just not going to be, this tray is just not going to be enough. So I have another one, because again, I am going to divide this in half. This is easy to do. You just break it, and I know that I have some eyes here, and I have some eyes here as well. So I am okay with breaking this apart now, because I know later they're just going to be easier to divide. And if you watch my videos before from potting this up, it gets really hard to divide them later on. So this is what I'm doing. Okay, hopefully I can show you. I am not going to bury these rhizomes. I am not going to bury this ginger within the soil. Basically what I want is, I just want to have it here surrounded by the potting mix. Okay. And that's pretty much how they're going to stay in here. They don't need to be covered. They just need to have contact with the soil. Let's see. I probably have 1, 2 more pieces. That's good. There you go. These 2 pieces have, oh, there we go. These 2 pieces both have signs of eyes. So I am just going to keep them here like this. All right. And that's pretty much how they're going to stay here. I am going to do the same thing with the other 10 by 10. It has drainage holes, like I mentioned. And they're going to be right here. And there's going to be a lot of ginger, you guys. The first year that I grew ginger, I think that I did a 10 by 10 size, something like this. And I did the same thing. I broke the pieces and I put them in the potting mix. About a month later, when I have, the sprouts about this tall or so, I am going to put them in individual containers where they're going to be growing for the rest of the weeks indoors before I put them outside. And the first year that I grew them, I put them in a planter, and I think that I had four plants or 4 containers, which would have been 4 pieces of these. So I had a huge harvest that first year. So knowing that I only need like a few pieces to have in 1 container to get a huge harvest, I just know this is a lot. Like what I'm starting right now, if they all sprout, which by the look of the eyes, I have pretty good chances of sprouting, I think that it's going to be a good thing. And when I water, pretty much what I do is that I just come here and then I water from the bottom. And again, I'm not keeping these guys wet all the time. I just want to give them a little bit of moisture. I know some people do either a humidity dome or they cover them with plastic, with clear plastic to keep the condensation in there. I never had to do that for ginger, so I am not going to do that this year. All right, so let's see. Yes, this year is turning out to be amazing. I already have a couple of projects that I am hoping. I'm looking to see if I have the budget and also if I have my husband's help, because I cannot do it by myself. So we'll see. Okay, let's see. Yes, pretty much. You are waking the rhizomes like the tubers for dahlias, and you want to just get them a head start. And like I said, ginger needs about 8 to 10 months of a good growing period. So I only have 6. My season only gives me 6 months of growing time from May until October-ish. So if I want to grow ginger, I have to give them some time before that to grow indoors. Take them outside, and even if they don't look like they're ready, maybe I can bring them in. If I have them in a container, maybe I can bring them in for another month indoors. You just kind of have to do it that way. Hello, hi Wendy, welcome. Yes, so like I said, I am comfortable using this potting mix from Burpees because I really like the quality and the texture. Yes, there are a lot of potting mix out there that are just very chunky. And what I have done before actually is that I sift the potting mix, and I have used about half of it because a lot of that potting mix is just very chunky and unusable. Awesome. So, like I mentioned before, I have a free PDF on pretty much the same thing that I am showing you in this video on how to start the ginger. If you want to grab it, it should be on the video's description. If not, I will put it on the comments. Again, I just did this really quick last minute live because I wanted to see how the software was. Let me know if you're still here. I would love to know your thoughts about maybe doing a live once a month, or even if we have the time, twice a month will be good. I have a huge mess here next to my computer. Awesome. I don't. I have never grown it here, but I know that Erin from the Impatient Gardener, which I think she's in Wisconsin. I think she's in Wisconsin. Um, she has done it before, and she has shown. And I just remember her turmeric being like the foliage. They almost look like cannas when they're in full glory. So I have zero clue about how to grow that. I think a lot of people say that it's similar to ginger, but I don't quote me on that. Correct. That's correct. Awesome. Okay. I don't know. Well, welcome and thank you. This year, the garden is going to be amazing. Guys, do me a favor. Don't forget to like this video. Give it a thumbs up. I don't know where exactly on your screen you will have that option, but I'm sure it's there. My friend just sent me some from the store via the mail. How will I go about prepping it to grow? Are you talking about ginger? Well, you're gonna have to watch this video from the beginning because I literally just explained how to do that. Soak it for a couple of hours, put it in some potting mix. Don't bury it, just cover it around. This container has drainage holes. Have one tray where you can collect the water when you're watering. And here in about a month, we're going to do the potting up. And when in May, when we're ready to take it outside, for me, for my zone, then, we can put them in a container or in raised beds. So it is very easy to grow it from my experience. It's just a matter of tweaking the times, but it's super easy. I definitely recommend growing it. And then, you might have to tweak it next year. Awesome. So you grow it from, is it like root? I honestly don't even know how turmeric looks like when you harvest it. Is it the same thing like ginger? I have zero clue how it looks like. I know the foliage is amazing. I just don't know what it looks like. So after they did the whole rezoning, I am now in zone 6. And I say that like, I don't know. I'm still going to be buying perennials that are hardy to zone 5 because I don't know how I feel about being in a zone 6. But my last frost date, because that's really the thing that matters for starting seeds, my last frost date is officially April 25th. But you always wait a little bit longer because you never know. With Mother Nature, you never know. So normally, most of the years, I start planting things that don't handle the frost well. I start planting about the first week in May, and I'm always checking my 10-day forecast because, yes, cool, good to know. Good to know. Awesome. I guess we'll find out this year. Awesome. Well, welcome. Okay, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Right now will be a good time. I'm going to give it a minute for the questions to, if you have any, to start showing about seed starting, about growing ginger, maybe. Let me know. I have a few more minutes, I think, before I have to actually get up and do something productive. But let me know. Hi, Brittany. Oh, awesome. Yes, I think the lights are fun. I rely heavily, because where my computer is, I rely heavily on my Wi-Fi to make these lights happen. And we'll see. We'll see how they do. So last year, if you were here, my harvest from ginger was very poor. And I made the mistake, like I mentioned earlier in the video, I made the mistake of putting it in a different, smaller container where it didn't really develop that much. I got a few things. But my first year, what a lot of people told me, and again, I am not like super good on storing things, but if you have plenty, you can make it into a paste and freeze it You can, I think that some people even told me that they will make it into a powder, like dehydrate it, make it into a powder, and then keep it in a, like in a glass container. There's a lot of ways to do that. I just don't know all of them. So if anybody here has a good option for storing ginger, I know that my thing will be to make it into a paste that I can use, or just cut it fine enough for me to use right away and just freeze it that way, because that would be the easiest for me anyway. The containers that I use are mostly from Bootstrap Farmer. There is only one size that I use for tomatoes that they don't really have yet, because I'm like, when are you gonna make this size? And but I have 6L plugs, 2.5 inch, 10 by 20 trays. I have a lot of Bootstrap. I just love their containers. And it's one of those things that you may think, well, why are they so expensive? The quality, I mean, they're amazing. So it's not until you have some that you'll realize, you know, the quality and how they're made, and that's why they're a little bit pricey. Okay, let's see. Ooh, so I think that my first year was the only year that I grew rosemary from seed. I didn't have a hard time germinating the seeds, but they take forever. They just take such a long time. And honestly, instead of investing the time in something that is just so slow to grow, that, you know, at the end of the season I'm gonna get something so small, I just rather pay the $5 for a nice plant at my local nursery and save me all the time and actually grow something that I'm not gonna have to wait forever, you know. And rosemary is one of those things that you can find organic locally very easily, I think. So my only tips will be for you to have a lot of patience, and because they grow really slow. I think I might have a video. I'm gonna see if I can find it to post it on my Instagram. I have a video of well, I think it was oregano. If I remember correctly, this was 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. It was oregano and rosemary started at the same time, and I had a nice big full plant of oregano, and my rosemary was like an inch tall, tiny thing. So it just takes a long time, I think. My happy accident hydrangea is still growing outside. I mean, still there. I almost gave it away last year, but I decided to keep it. I mean, I don't really need any more hydrangeas. But yeah, it's still there. My mom might actually get it this year from me, because now I have one, I have three now. So, yep, there we go. That's a good thing. For ginger, you can dehydrate it, and I don't powder anything, but I think that if you have something that can easily do that, I think my blender can do that, honestly. So I don't know. I have never done it, but that will be a good way for you to try that. Just checking on all of my comments. Ginger syrup. I didn't know you could make syrup with ginger, but there we go. Let's see. Yep, I know that has great medicinal factors in, but yeah, I don't do a lot, especially with ginger. I don't do a lot with it. But this year, if everything goes well with my raised beds and with the planters, then I'll definitely be looking into how to doing that. Let's see. So the first year, gosh, so like the first year I planted about 4 of these little guys. They were already big plants by the time that I had them outside. I had about 4 pieces or 4 plants in one planter. So something like this, I had 4 of them. Of course the sun is out and it's messing with my camera settings. And I had, oh my gosh, you can probably go watch that video. I probably had 4 times the amount of that piece. I mean, it was just a lot. And if the conditions are great for growing ginger where you put it, it's just going to be even better. So, Thank you so much, Candy. Yes, I got my, they're not grow lights. They're not labeled grow lights. They're LED lights. They're shop lights, and they are amazing for what I do here to basically just grow the seedlings big enough so that I can take them outside. Grow lights are definitely more expensive than regular shop lights, but yes, I got them on Amazon. And if you want, I can add a link. I'll do that when I'm done with this video. I am going to add a link to all of the things that I use for my growing station. Lights, containers, potting soil, I don't know, what other things, all of the things. Let's see. Oh, I'm getting a lot of messages here, you guys. So hang on just one sec. I don't want to miss any here. Perfect. Okay. Bootstrap sells in large quantities and are much cheaper than small quantities from other places. I don't know. I only buy from Bootstrap, honestly. And what happens is that sometimes, well, right now I feel like I'm pretty much set, unless they come up with a new size and then I'll be buying more. But normally is that I have been, I didn't just buy all of these at once because obviously they're very pricey. And the first couple of years, when I discovered them, I feel like the colors that I wanted and the sizes that I wanted, they ran out really quickly. So whenever I know that I'm going to need a lot of whatever size, I just order them because even now they came up with this collection. I think that it's like the ultimate backyard gardener collection, something like that, where I wish they had that when I started, but they just came up with it this year, and they have a collection of different sizes, from small to big, with humidity domes, and it's a lot cheaper if you buy the bundle or the collection, whatever they call it. And they keep running out of things to make that. So it keeps going in and out of stock. So if they would have that back then when I started, I probably would have gotten 2 or 3 bundles and I probably would have been good. But, you know, yep, I know some people that did that they order different sizes from, and they just share them at the end. So, oh, yes, it's nice and sunny here in central Indiana. So, oh, I feel you on that. If you're talking about ginger, right now they don't need to be under lights. They need somewhere in your home where it's warm and where you can give them water will be fine. But once the sprouts start showing, once you see the green things happening here, then you need to provide them with some sort of light. I know that a lot of you guys use window lights and have somewhat of a okay results. I use LED lights, so these are going to go somewhere under my lights there, but not because I need it. I have the space anyway, but if I miss when they start sprouting, these things are gonna get really leggy really quick. So I'm just going to keep them under my lights, but you don't need to right now. Right at this point, you don't need to. All right. Awesome. Okay. Lots of ideas on how to use ginger. Yep. Yes, I'm going to add that list. It's actually a blog post that I did for my website. If you don't know, I have a website, soilandmargaritas.com. Check it out when you have a minute. And I think I have it there as a link somewhere. I'm not sure, but I'm going to add the links to the video's description. So just check it out for all of that. Awesome. All right, I think that I went through all of your questions, you guys. Awesome. I am so excited. Definitely a little bit of a learning curve. The software that I was using last year, it's completely different this year, I feel. They added a lot more things. On my end, it's just like a lot of things happening here. But thank you so much. If you were here for the live, thank you so, so much. And if you're watching the replay, let me know on the comments. Like I say, I'm going to add links to the PDF on how to grow ginger step by step from my experience, and also for the list of my the supplies for my grow room. So awesome. Thank you. And until the next time.